Hello, guys, and welcome back. Perla here. So, I know that it's been about a year since I last posted on this platform, and I just kind of wanted to give you guys an update. So, since November of 2023 till now, there has been a lot that has transpired, has changed. One of them, for foremost, like I guess, first thing first or whatever, I purchased my first house. Um, I am like right now in a little corner. We are doing some renovations, and once the renovations are done, fingers crossed that they're done soon enough. I'll have my full displayed office. But for now, we're jumping back into this platform. We're kind of like settled in again, not 100% because we are renovating, doing some additions and things like that to the house. So it's kind of fun. But this past year, Spirit really led me into shadow work. Shadow work that I didn't know went into that deep. And what I mean by that is back in 2019, like 2018 into 2019, I did a lot of shadow work. I was in the trenches of it, and coming into 2020, I honestly thought that I had done most of my shadow work, but it wasn't really. It was like the tip of like the beginning or whatever. And this past year, there has been levels of like shadow works that I didn't even know existed. Let's put it that way. And it has really completely shifted my perception, my view on a lot of things. And I am so grateful for the opportunity of diving into those realms, into those spaces that I didn't know were there. Those different levels of things, and it's kind of hard, honestly, to put into words what it means. It's something that needs to be experienced. Let's put it that way. But in that transition of the shadow work came in a lot of, and this is my own personal experience. For everybody is different. But when I'm going through shadow work, like in the trenches, in the midst of it, like when I surrender to it, it takes hold physically, where if physical things start to happen, where I look in the mirror and it's like I don't recognize myself, like my face, like everything is like, oh, who is this person, like and to be honest with you, it's like, who is this monster type of energy, like when I'm in those spaces, because like as I'm dealing with the emotional and spiritual aspect of it, I'm also dealing with it physically, and things are being released from my body physically. So it's like my weight fluctuates, my um what is it, like the glow, like I feel like I look like I'm dull, like I look lifeless, to be honest with you, when I was in that space. And in spirit, like in that space of diving so deep into those shadow work, I was also being led to learn certain things and to study certain things. So it was this whole new space that I had never been in, right? Because when I do just shadow work, I just do shadow work. And I'm not learning anything new, like outside of what I have to learn within myself, right? And in the way that it was done this time around, it was like it was shadow work. It was being of service in a different way, and it was also learning different things, but also seeing like private clients, right? Like even though I wasn't in the platform, people were still reaching out for private readings. So it was a dynamic of like learning to balance all of these different aspects of my life, right? All of these different roles that I played. And it's beautiful, right? And I'm not sitting here saying like, oh, I'm done with all the shadow work. Oh, hell no, because every day that we are alive, we have something new to learn, right? But as for that season, that cycle of shadow work that I had to do, I feel that the majority of that cycle has ended, and we're transitioning into something else at the moment, until the next cycle of shadow work comes in. And you know, a lot of people try to run away, or a lot of people run away from shadow work. I love it because it's me at its purest form. It's like the raw part of me, like those parts of me that, you know, for years you tried to hide or you tried to tame. And reintegrating that part of yourself into yourself, like into the version of who you are right now, it's so beautiful. And it comes in at a different level, it comes in at a different time. It's kind of like it creates its own rhythm of how it reintegrates. And that's pretty much what has transpired in the last year. I know you guys were probably expecting like this beautiful, like magical story, but no, it was a lot of basic things, right? Moving, buying a new house, like, you know, construction now, and like all these other things. But it has been a heck of a ride. It has had its up and downs, like everything else. But the reminding myself to be present in that moment, as like in each moment as everything is happening, right? Like as the construction is happening, as like the moving, the closing, everything happened, right? And we've been here since, I want to say, since March, end of March, beginning of April. Um, and things like the way that it happened, like the way that spirit put everything into alignment, like, you know, it's like you're gonna buy a house, and I'm like, okay, like where? And it's like, you know, how am I gonna know like what's the right thing? Like how is this gonna work for me, because I don't have like a traditional job, right? Like how am I gonna, you know? And it's like everything just worked. It like the synchronicity of like how everything came into alignment was like, I'm still in shock. And like when I talk to people, like families and friends, and I tell them the story, they're looking at me and they're like, you lying? And I'm like, no, I'm not lying. Like, you know, they're like, oh, did somebody buy the house under somebody else's name? I'm like, no, this is like under my name. Like, yeah, I know it sounds crazy of how it went down, but this is how it happened. And, you know, now the time feels right to go back to the readings that I do collectively for you guys. So what we're going to be doing moving forward is, um, we're going to be doing readings every 3 to 4 weeks, starting today, obviously. We're going to do the 12 zodiac signs, the 12 cusp signs, and then we're doing love readings are going to be split in groups of, for the regular zodiac signs, we're going to split them in groups of like water, air, fire, and earth. The cusp signs, I'm going to be splitting in group of like probably like three, like so the first three signs go together, the second three, and etc. um, and what we'll do for those love readings is we'll do a quick like general reading for the collective energy of love readings, and then we'll pull cards individually for each of the signs that fall under that category. For the regular zodiac signs and the regular cusp, we're going to do what we normally do. Whatever comes up is whatever you need to know. These are not, you know, there is no time limit. So there's going to be a month where the readings are going to be 10 minutes. There's going to be a month where the readings can go 30 minutes. Like, it's really more of like what is of importance for you guys to know. As you guys know, I do my readings intuitively. I read the water and the fire. They come in through all senses, right? I hear, I feel, I see, I taste, I smell. Everything is all at once included. And when I read the tarot cards and the oracle cards, I also read them intuitively, as you guys know. This is more just like a little preface for those of you that have not been in the channel or that are new to the channel, to kind of know like how it is that things go. With that being said, welcome back. And welcome back to me as well, back to this platform. And moving forward, my goal is to be consistent and to be disciplined in providing what I am saying that I'm going to provide in this channel for you guys. And I feel that at this moment in time, um, with everything that has transpired, I'm in that place where I can fully commit to this platform without having interruptions as I did in the past. Um, and that's pretty much it. And as always, thank you for watching. Thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing. And if you haven't done so, go ahead and do so. We would love to have you. Sending every single one of you love, strength, and blessing, guys. Take care. Love you all. Bye bye.